Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I would show you an update to this tank build that I've been working on, and I got into the texturing and coloring, and wasn't quite satisfied with just one look, so I kind of wanted more than that. Essentially, I was one of the comments asked what faction I wanted this for, and I was kind of leaning towards human. It was either Imperial or human, and I went with the human. And the human stock colors kind of look like this one. It's not bad, but then I was looking at it and I was like, in what reality would you see a tank painted in this color scheme? It doesn't, usually the painting on a tank has to do with camouflage, trying to blend into a particular environment, make them less hard to see. Grays like this, yeah, I don't know of any place on the planet that this would really do any form of camouflage in. At least on Earth, maybe there's some other planets out there, that have were colored this way, but doesn't make a lot of sense for its color scheme. Although I think it looks pretty neat. It didn't make a lot of sense. So what I decided to do is make a couple alternative color schemed ones, and it all uses the same palette, which can be changed. And it's actually all three of these are the human palette, just different versions of that human palette. So I went with this one over here, trying to do more of a like your desert look a little bit. I don't think my color tones are quite right though, and I'm still working on it. I got a lot of work to do on this yet, but so I got this one, and then I also wanted to go with a traditional green type of tank. So this one over here. But at the end of the day, what's going to happen is it might be released and say this color scheme, but there'll be an LCD inside it, and it'll have the other color schemes like the stock human one and like maybe this green one that you can copy and paste right from an LCD that's embedded in the tank and swap out the color of it, so you can pick what color you want. I seen another author do that recently on a creation I was looking at, and I thought that was an excellent idea. I'm kind of mad at myself for never thinking of it myself. It's like I did alternative color schemes for some creations on the workshop, but I would always post that color code information on the actual Steam post when an LCD is like you can do the same thing with an LCD. So I was like, that's just a good idea. Eliminate the need for that. If someone's in game, doubtfully they're going to care that much about the colors that they're going to like, oh, I got to go, hold on, I got to get out of the game so I can jump over into Steam, find this creation on the workshop, and copy that code. It would make a lot more sense if it was just there already, so you can switch it. So yeah, that's basically what's going on with this. Now, two other things. Reverse thrust. I pointed out in the last video I didn't really like where they are. I seen a couple comments. One suggested kind of having this up a little bit like a catamaran and maybe sticking some reverse thrusters in this area. It's not a bad idea. Keep them back from the front a little bit, I think, would be helpful. That is one idea I'm thinking about. Another idea was to take the reverse thrusters and maybe build out a little enclosure on the side over here and have them like hanging back this way and kind of shooting out that direction. That is something else I'm considering. If I did go that route, I would end up doing one of two things. And I don't know how it would look yet until I did it, but one would be to potentially remove one of these side embedded guns and build out an enclosure over here to hold a couple of these, probably the same size reverse thrusters. These are the best ones I can put on for not being the big size thruster. They're 1x3s and they're the advanced ones. But maybe I have a couple of those out in this section that could work out. I can't really put them too much further back because I got the strafing thrust there already, and that could interfere with those strafing thrusts. So I would kind of have to put them in this location if I were to go that route, I think. But that could be helpful. Now, one thing also is for the size build this is, and it's only going to get heavier, especially after I reinforce the front end of it a little bit and other things, is I actually feel it needs more total reverse thrust than what it has in it now. So I'm probably going to leave these regardless and just try to add in some more thrusters for reverse, maybe in this location or potentially in the lower location. The only thing I got against the lower location though is essentially thrusters are kind of a target for the AI. So, and I don't want the AI necessarily to fire in this region because eventually, after you get through some armor at least, that's going to directly lead to the interior space. And I'd rather not have the AI fire there entirely. And that would also allow me to not have to put as much weight in the front here to protect this area. So that is one way where I think out of the two ideas, I think for those reasons, I would prefer to have the thrusters over here because it's keeping it kind of away from the center of the creation. And where, I mean, the center of the creation is where you're going to be chilling out at, where the expensive, well, where your storage and your ammo storage and all that stuff's going to be located at. And if I can give the AI less targets to shoot in that general direction, I think it would increase the survivability of the tank. Providing, you know, obviously you weren't playing the shield game. You know, if you're playing the shield game, which this one's going to be set up for, it probably doesn't matter. You know, it probably really doesn't matter. If you're going to back out of combat before your shield goes down and you're not really intending on taking damage, which honestly is probably the smartest way to go. Well, definitely cheaper. It takes a little more time maybe to take down a POI, but you'll save a lot of time in not having to repair your tank. You know, I guess it wouldn't matter in that scenario, but I think I'm going to try doing this, and I'll see if I like it or not. I kind of like what's there right now. I think this is kind of neat. You know, not maybe super effective, but I just thought it was kind of neat. And again, a lot of this tank, it wasn't trying to be the most optimized, super hyper Empyrion tank made or anything like that. It's just I kind of wanted to build a tank that actually sort of resembled a tank. And all the other tanks I was doing don't really resemble a tank. They're Empyrion tanks, and they're designed for other reasons. And this one, I'm kind of trying to mix the both and seeing how good I can get it to work. And it's kind of experimental. And I'm using some some weaponry that's experimental to me at least, like these tank cannons. I did see in comments that they take a long time to reload, but they are powerful and they do have range. You can do some sniping with them. That's cool. That's cool. I don't know how difficult it would be to aim some of this stuff with an HV. I guess I'll have to find out. But you know, that's kind of it in a nutshell. And it's mostly texture right now, but I'm tweaking things and I'm changing things around a little bit here and there and doing a little bit more body mods and stuff like that. And then after that, I have to get into the interior and build the bottom of it, get the ammo storage in place and things like that. And ammo storage, I'm probably gonna try to push it a little bit. I'm thinking somewhere around 20K. Ammo storage. I don't know how heavy and how big the shells are for these guys over here yet, so I could fluctuate, but that's kind of my target goal is around 20K ammo, and maybe not any conventional other storage besides a box or two for, I don't know, your gear or equipment or something like that. It seems to be the ballpark thing. I don't want to try to shove too much in there, and again, like every other creation that you build, you're always fighting the CPU. And these guys over here are kind of expensive on CPU, which kind of sucks. So are thrusters, so is everything, quite frankly. So it's going to be rough to get it in regular CPU, but I can at least eliminate some guns that it has stock, like maybe a set of these laser cannons here, or if this wasn't in place, I would save a little bit of CPU as well. You still have another gun right next to it that could shoot the ground troops. That's kind of what these are meant to do, is like when you're attacking a POI, often there's dudes running around on the ground everywhere, and they're very hard to see when you're piloting. In fact, I usually don't see them at all. You just notice that you're getting fire coming in from all kinds of different directions, and maybe this will help eliminate some of that fire that comes in on you, as well as the some of the turrets on the top to shoot down those pesky drones and things like that. But anyway, that's where I'm at with the tank, and it's going to have at least three different color schemes. Probably only three, though. I don't really plan on doing another alternative color for it. You can. I mean, if you sub it and do it, paint it any way you want. Love to see it. But I think that would make the most sense, and for the race and stuff, I think it makes the most sense. I thought about Imperial for a little bit for this, too, but then I was like, wow, the Imperial's like really white and black. And it's like, how would that work out for a tank in camouflage, and it's like, well, it just won. It just won. So, and not to mention, I just built recently a couple Imperial creations and kind of wanted to switch up things. Now, in the future too, I do want to probably the next larger creation I build is probably going to be for Scar. Scar needs some love. I know they do. On a lot of different things, and I wanted to get a little something going for Scar at some point, and then eventually revisit Creel again too. Creel's always fun. I mean, Creel's like where you can go a little, quite a bit more exotic with the appearance and looks. Creel, however, because of that exoticness, tend not to be quite as efficient because there's usually more blocks used and things like that on a Creel creation. More waste, I guess you could say, to create the Creel look versus a lot of the other factions. But anyway, that's all I've got for today, and I will keep on working on this, and I'm hoping to have this in a functioning condition by Monday. Would be kind of nice, having the interior built up and actually being able to drive it around a little bit and try to test it out a little bit. And I'm planning on doing a video on that. I kind of want to see in reality how is this really going to work. So I might have to fire up a regular game that's got POIs in it and load this thing up and see how it does stock and see how it does with additional auxiliary or quantum cores and shielding and better guns and stuff like that. So anyway, you all have yourself a great day, and I'll talk to you later.